So Green Business Standards is a platform comprised of products and services based on global standards for carbon and energy management with the sole purpose of helping the commercial real estate and enterprise market reduce their carbon footprint. The carbon neutral program forces organizations to baseline their carbon footprint, which is a great key essential step. With neutrality and the way that the program works, most businesses, because they occupy real estate, don't have an opportunity to control it. The carbon neutrality program allows them to make investments in offset projects that reduce carbon equal to their carbon footprint.
Well, the first thing I think we have to agree upon is a couple of premises, and one is reduction in consumption of anything is good for everyone. I think, and this is not a global warming argument. This is an argument that we have a duty and a desire now, a growing desire, to leave the planet the same way and the environment the same way that we found it.
CSA Group is an organization that's been developing standards for industry and infrastructure for over 90 years now.
Putting together a program that neutralizes carbon, our real focus is to ensure that it is accurate, that it has a proper registry, and that the standards underlying its management and achieving of that, label or carbon neutral accreditation are guided by standards and guided by a third-party organization that is responsible for upholding those standards.
So what we did is assemble our intellectual capital, looked around and said, what does the industry really need? The industry really needs an independent third-party validation of some of the claims that are being made. We looked around, we didn't have to look very far, we came across the Canadian Standards Association, who best to be partnered with or who best to support in the development. So we put the best people doing their best work in the same room, egos, agendas, and motives left outside. And very, very quickly, that group in combination with each other came up with a standards program, and one that's validated.
One of the key components of the carbon neutral program is for organizations to have their greenhouse gas emissions verified. And they need to be verified by an external third party. So what PricewaterhouseCoopers would do, and it would make logical sense, we're an auditing firm, we would come in and do an audit. And so we come in and ensure that the information that organizations are reporting as part of this program are accurate. There's controls over the data so they can be relied upon. And that information is then helps validate the amount of carbon emissions will have to be offset to become carbon neutral. So by having a third-party independent verifier in to review this information and provide that audit, it increases the transparency and credibility of the program.
Together, the ISO 14000 series of standards allow organizations to accurately measure and publicly report their greenhouse gas footprint, and then have an independent third party verify that that report is accurate and has in fact been done according to the ISO standards.
I mean, there are numerous environmental programs for numerous aspects of the environment. Obviously, our focus is carbon, and there are a lot of organizations that are claiming carbon neutrality. The ISO standard is the standard we've chosen. It's an internationally accepted standard, and because the CSA is responsible for managing that, we can ensure that all aspects of the program, after the certification or label has been granted, have been managed according to the carbon standard.
Businesses that will be looking for this are most initially, not the low-hanging fruit, anyone who is in a war for talent, in white-collar industries that require the best and the brightest from anywhere around the world.
From an enterprise perspective, it really is the right thing to do. Reducing your carbon footprint is dealing with the environmental issue of our time.